Thank you for visiting ChristopherMedia.net. Thank you for visiting ChristopherMedia.net.
Welcome to Sporgy, the show that gives you half-ass sports fans giving their half-ass opinions.
And now, here are your hosts.
Fantasy Hack for week 13. Yup, it's the last week of the fantasy football regular season. I'm Chris. JR's here with me.
Good to be back.
Jack's here.
I'm always here.
Yeah. And yeah, week 13. By now, it's you're in or you're out. You know, if you're like me, you got a couple teams where you have to win this week. One is to even have a chance, and one is to make sure you stay in. I went 4-1 this week. Lamar Jackson, thank you. You saved my ass in the big money league. I ended up winning by my two money leagues. I won by point. Like less than 2 points, like 1 point something. So Lamar Jackson, he is real, and Justin Tucker, thank you. I had a matchup where it literally came down to the kickers for each of us on Monday night. I had like 99 points. He had 98. Squeaked that one out by a point, but yeah, it's a good week for me. How about you guys?
8-2 here. I would have been 9-1, except Mark Ingram propelled me to a 1.5 point loss in one of my leagues that's only beer stakes. So not money, but beer. But that's kind of like a currency, liquid currency. But I'm pretty happy because my Vegas league, not only did I win, I won big. I won the highest score of the week, which gets me $10 in that league. It's a great rule. The high scoring team wins $10. The bottom scoring team pays it. So it's good incentive not to abandon your team if you're in last. But that being said, the team I beat was also one game behind me, and I eliminated that team and clinched a playoff berth with the win. So it was a huge, huge win in my Vegas league. I did get a top score of the week in my other money league, but sadly I was the only team eliminated from the playoffs because even if I win my last two, I can't get in. But I won $10 for the top score in that league too. So bittersweet win there, but hey, 8-2, I'll take it.
How'd you do, Jack?
I went 4-1. Having a good good stretch of weeks here, and I believe I've made the playoffs in every league. But I haven't really had a great breakout team. I'm like, all my teams pretty much have the same record. But I just want to thank you, James White, for absolutely nothing, literally. Because maybe with a few points, probably would have won that last game. But nope.
Oh, I would love to thank James White for absolutely nothing. He's one of the guys I faced in one of those 1 point something wins.
Well, then I can thank the Raiders defense for doing nothing against the New York Jets, because I picked them up in like 3 leagues thinking that, the Jets would be the Jets, and the Jets weren't the Jets. And yeah, but still managed to win 4-1.
The Jets have actually looked like an NFL team the last 3 weeks, especially Sam Darnold. I'll be talking about him when it's come time to look for some waiver pickups. Also, thanks for nothing to Jalen Samuels, who is now going to be cut by me for relying on him as James Conner's replacement, when in fact Mr. Snell, Benny Snell, took all the thunder away from Samuels. But that's okay, because I still won, and Samuels is no longer going to be on my roster. So,
what about Smith-Schuster? Did you drop him? You complain about him every week.
You know what? I should have. And maybe I still will, but...
You always say you're going to, but then you feel guilty and volume, and you never do it.
Hey, it was my second round pick in the draft. Boy, what a...
That's more what it is. I get it. That's why I still have Joe Mixon on all my rosters. You pick the man high. You got to stick with him.
And Josh Jacobs will be my number one pick next year.
That's the league where I'm out of the playoffs anyway, so I might as well cut him just to make... It'll just feel good to do it.
Yeah. All right. So let's get into this week's games or last week's games. However you're looking at it, more like last week's games because we are looking forward. We start on Thursday night. The Colts and the Texans. T.Y. Hilton, welcome back, but didn't really do much. But the notables in this game, mostly wearing Texans jerseys. Deshaun Watson.
I beg to differ.
Oh.
Because I was gone the last couple of weeks on travel, but I did pick up Jonathan Williams, who got me 100 yards.
He was my waiver pick last week.
Help me to the victory. So
I did say most of the notables.
most, yep. Well, that's probably the only Colt that you wanted, but
Yeah.
I was very, very pleased. I rolled the dice on him, and he got me his 100-yard bonus.
Will Fuller doing his best to fake everybody out once again. Don't believe the hype, everybody. Like he'll either get injured or he'll just go back to not producing. But he was, I guess, the Texans receiver of note in this game. Moving to Sunday, Buccaneers, Falcons. Chris Godwin, awesome. You know, but if you own, first of all, if you even own Jameis Winston at this point, you got to be desperate. But if you own him, like,
I played him last week.
how many picks does the man have on the season? I mean, we got to be over a dozen.
Oh yeah, he's a gunslinger. You're gonna get the good, the bad, and the ugly all in one with him. He'll throw for 400 yards and 4 picks.
Yeah.
He actually, great stat here, I just saw on Twitter. Winston's now just 42 yards behind Dak Prescott for the NFL leading passing yards. 2 touchdowns behind Russell Wilson for the league lead in touchdown passes. But his 20 interceptions are 6 more than any other NFL quarterback.
Yeah, so
He's on pace for 4,932 yards, 32 touchdowns, and 29 picks.
29.
Yeah, I mean, that destroys his QB rating. And then Ronald Jones in the
He's
back.
like the big fat
I hate you.
quarterbacks. A little bit of everything, a lot of bit of everything.
Yeah.
Ronald Jones, come on, bro.
In the backfield. I mean, he did something, but that's what. And then next week, Peyton Barber will do something, and then we know how this goes. Falcons. Oof, a rough day to own any Falcon, really. Matt Ryan, thanks for almost nothing. Julio, thanks for the injury scare. Is Austin Hooper close to being back?
Yeah, well, my trade like 3 weeks back, Ertz for Hooper, and we know, we were saying we collectively agreed that was a great trade because I can sacrifice 1 week to get Austin Hooper back. Well, thank you, because Austin Hooper decided not to play,
No.
and it appears that he was listed as did not practice on the Falcons practice report Monday. So great.
It was a good day for Calvin Ridley, but I mean that happens once a month, right?
Apparently, he's unlikely to suit up for Thursday's short week matchup. Week 14 is beginning to look like
Is
a
that
possibility.
Hooper or Ridley?
Hooper.
Okay, just clarify.
Move to the Broncos and the Bills. Josh Allen, if he's still on your waiver wire, might want to grab him.
Okay, well, we have an interesting game alert next week as Drew Lock. Welcome to the show. Shall see.
Oh, really? Brandon Allen the Brandon Allen era is over already? I did not hear this.
Well, I swear I heard this earlier today. Somebody, I just think I saw it online. Maybe not. But it says that he's getting closer, and the coach is not ruling it out. Apparently, it's an option.
Cole Beasley had himself a game.
She did.
Devin Singletary. Yeah, that's a technical term too, by the way. And then the Broncos, I mean, Cortland Sutton. That's about it.
Yeah, and Philip Lindsay plus Royce Freeman equals less than one running back.
Yeah.
Avoid it.
Yeah. Next game, Giants and Bears. Yeesh.
The Bears won
Yeah.
for the first time in forever.
I wouldn't say the Bears won. I'd say the Giants lost.
Can the three of us be in agreement that perhaps Saquon is in a sophomore slump?
Yeah, but I don't know if it's all his fault.
Well, let's see. 17 rushes, 59 yards, 2 of 3 for 1 receiving yard. Really?
I mean, he hasn't given.
I think picture yourself if you're a defensive coordinator playing against the Giants. What do you think you're going to do?
Stack the box.
You're going to spy on Saquon. Whatever we do, we're not going to let Saquon beat us.
It's a one-man team.
It seemed
Daniel
last
Jones can find some of those, someone of the rest of the cast of idiots, and succeed with that. And with no Evan Ingram there's really not much.
Yeah, I guess that's the thing. I keep kind of. Evan Ingram's been gone for a month. That kind of hurts.
So you got one guy to stop, and you
And you stop him all the time.
succeed. And that's all you do. And then you say, beat us another way, and they can't.
Yeah,
Defensive coordinator, it's like having a bye.
yeah, pretty much. And then seeing the Bears, Allen Robinson continues just to prove he's a flex play, and that's about it. Steelers, Bengals. Speaking of ugly.
Duck Hodges, welcome.
Yeah, Mason Rudolph gets benched. I guess.
Now, where do you think they'd be if they had Ben? Like, I honestly don't think their season would have gone that much different. I honestly don't think it would have.
I mean, they're above 500 too. I mean, I guess that's what I don't get about benching Mason Rudolph.
They'd definitely be better with Ben, though.
Yeah. They'd have at least one or two more wins. You know, they'd probably be solid.
I think they have a chance to make the AFC wild
How
card.
about those Bengals, though? They're winning the Chase Young sweepstakes.
Yeah.
I think they'll take Young.
Who would have thought that they would be worse than the Dolphins? But they are.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Your record is who they say you are, right?
yeah, and I don't think A.J. Green's hurt, quite honestly. I don't think he's been hurt for a while.
Like, if you're a Bengals fan, you just want
Egos
a
are-
one win.
Yeah, I guess the fantasy highlight in this game is Tyler Boyd. That's it. Browns and the Dolphins. Hey, OBJ, welcome back. Thanks for the first
This was a
20.
preseason game for
Nothing
them.
like a date with Miami to get
Yeah.
your stats back up.
Yeah, Nick Chubb, but Jarvis Landry, though, I mean, kind of had to expect this one. It was a revenge game for him. Figured he'd be a little bit more involved.
Devontae Parker,
Yeah,
still had a good game.
he's still on waiver wires, kids.
6'11", 91 in yards. Not bad.
If you need a receiver, he's there.
Pick him
If
up.
someone gets hurt,
Hey, they're always behind.
or maybe you need to
You just-
upgrade.
Somebody's
Late
gotta
third
catch 'em.
quarter, early fourth quarter, garbage time. That is prime garbage time fantasy points right there for Devontae Parker.
Yeah, I mean, I have him on a couple teams, and he's on a team that's taken me to the playoffs. So take that for what it's worth. Panthers and Saints. This one was a lot closer than it should have been, especially looking after last week, after just how awful Carolina played.
Dismantling.
Joey Sly missed the chip shot.
Bro.
He's been pretty good this year, but he missed the go-ahead field goal and allowed the Saints to go down and get their winning field goal.
Are the fans going to remember the 30-yard field goal in the middle of the second quarter, the missed game-winning field goal?
They're going to miss the big one at the end.
Yeah, the one that cost you
That's
the
right.
game. Latavius Murray.
What about CMC, man?
Yeah,
Continues. Just rage.
I mean, I just figured in
He
this.
made the MVP lineup again.
Yeah, I figured when you bring up Carolina, it's just a given. CMC just I own him on a team, and it's just week after week. His floor is like 15 points. Like
Jack and I were talking today about who would be the number one draft pick next year if you had the first pick.
CMC,
And I think we settled on CMC.
him or Dalvin Cook.
I would take Dalvin Cook. I feel like the second round for me would be Josh Jacobs, but I think I'll go in the first just because of his consistency.
It'll be interesting, but I'm going CMC.
But I think it's McCaffrey or Cook.
But McCaffrey's a
front
pass
end.
catcher too. I'm not saying Cook isn't, but I mean when they can't get CMC going on the ground, they turn him into a pass catcher, and he still produces.
Oh my God! How many points are we predicting against the Washington Redskins in Carolina next week?
Oh, I just.
I love Yahoo.
least 50.
Projected 68.99 points. Nice projection there. That's ridiculous.
Awesome.
That is
Speaking of the
beautiful.
Washington Redskins, they actually beat the Lions.
Oh my God!
New low. Not that
Oh yeah.
us Eagles fans have anything to talk about because we laid a stinker.
Oh,
Carson Wentz laid a stinker. All our teams sucked it up last week.
Dwayne Haskins.
But at least we didn't lose to the Redskins. That's got to be. And did you see what Dwayne Haskins was taking selfies with the crowd when he was supposed to go down into victory formation?
Yeah, that's about right for the
And
Lions.
the backup quarterback for the Skins had to take the victory
Hey,
formation.
he felt bad for Case Keenum. He was just showing, a little respect and let him go
I
out there
think
and
he's
take
just
a knee.
clueless, and the Redskins don't know how to win yet. But
Yeah.
sadly, the Lions handed it to him on a silver platter.
Terry McLaurin being worth a start against the Lions. Bo Scarborough did all right, and Jeff
Scarborough, no
Yeah.
way. Yeah, you dissed him last week, and he must have been listening because he heard you.
Yeah, but Bo Scarborough, Terry McLaurin, that's about it in this game. Jeff Driscoll did all right.
Well, I'm looking down here at the MVP lineup, and the Washington defense and the Washington kicker somehow both are the MVPs of the week in their respective categories.
It's about how that goes. Move on to Raiders and Jets.
Same old Lions.
Exactly. Raiders and Jets. Raiders, did you forget you had a game?
Jack's bold prediction,
bold prediction, yes, sir. I took the dub again. But come on, Oakland Raiders, where you at, dog?
Yeah.
Are we calling jet lag again? Jet lag the other way?
Certainly didn't affect the Seattle Seahawks.
Or was Al Davis just not watching over his Raiders?
Yeah, it's Sam Darnold looking like a playoff caliber quarterback in this game. Robbie Anderson, hey, welcome. We'll see you again in another couple months. This was just I guess Sam Darnold is a viable streaming option here. It's been brought up before the Jets last month of their schedule. They had a pretty easy road.
Ryan Griffin had a touchdown.
I put a waiver claim in on Darnold because I got Wentz and Garoppolo's playing the Ravens, and Wentz just looks like he's a lost soul right now. So I'm putting in for Darnold. I'll roll the dice with him. He's got a couple easy weeks here. He's playing the Bungles this week.
Yeah. Well, and speaking of Wentz, Eagles, Seahawks.
Wentz was abysmal in this game. And
I love getting on the bus today and seeing
as you guys know, a huge Eagles fan, but boy, that was a stinker if there ever was one. Guys were wide open, and he was throwing the ball 6 feet over their head. Now, I guess he's got an injured finger, but you know what? Take yourself out of the game.
I don't want to hear that.
He was terrible.
That was about as real injury as Joe Flacco.
Rashad Penny had himself a day.
Sure did.
Chris Carson fumbling again. It's been a while.
Sure did. That's another potential waiver pickup. If by chance Rashad Penny's still on your waiver wire, snap him up. Pete Carroll's not going to tolerate that fumbleitis that Carson has.
And it seems like the last 3 weeks-ish, Zach Ertz is now finally Zach Ertz.
Yeah, now that Jack traded him.
Yep.
Think we can finally trust him.
He's all they have right now.
Yeah.
Jeffrey's hurt.
Yeah, the Eagles in offseason.
Sean Jackson's out.
They need to make
even
a move.
Aguilar, the butt of all jokes in Philly.
Greg Ward, thank you. Greg Ward, what a god. And then we dropped Jordan Matthews today, so all right.
From the practice squad to a starter last week, and actually had a pretty good day.
Well, that reminds me of, I saw just something a few minutes ago that from Colin Kaepernick's workout, Kaepernick wasn't offered a tryout, but one of the receivers was offered a tryout for the Browns, so that's just interesting. That's funny.
Well, I don't think Kaepernick helped himself by kind of thumbing his nose at the NFL. A lot of people think he doesn't really want to play. He just wants to grandstand, but we won't get into that. That's too political.
Yeah.
And besides, he's not relevant to fantasy, so
no, and
he's not relevant.
Last time he played, he wasn't either. Oh, Jaguars and Titans. Apparently, Ryan Tannehill is a thing with the Titans.
I've got to say, what happened to that Jaguars defense? Last year, they were like top defense in the league at the beginning of the year, and now all of a sudden they're bottom feeders. Aren't they like 29th against the run? Derrick Henry's still running.
Yeah, I finally acquiesced a couple weeks ago to say after 3.
I told you.
After 3 months, I guess we can trust him.
Oh, we can more than trust him. The Derrick Henry we saw at the very end of last year is already back.
It looks like A.J. Brown might actually have fantasy value with Ryan Tannehill. So if he's still out there and you need a receiver, you need a flex, A.J. Brown's a good guy to look at. How many more weeks does Jaguars have to lose before Minshew Mania becomes a thing again?
Well, I don't think this one's on Foles, but you never know.
What was that? I remember that stretch where Henry had that ridiculous run, and then on the ensuing kickoff, the Jags fumble, and on the first play, Derrick Henry runs it in for another one. And I remember watching that live, and I was bored, so I looked up a few Jacksonville Jaguars fan pages, and they're just like, "What are we doing? Like, this is sad. This is abysmal to watch.
Yeah, I don't think you can blame Nick Foles for that loss. I think there were a lot of other blame to go around. But, yeah, hey, no denying Minshew Mania was fun there while it lasted. Minshew Magic, whatever you call it. But I think he was kind of back to down to the earth when Foles got healthy again. Mm-hmm. I think the quarterback position is the least of their worries right now. They have plenty of other holes to plug. That defense is just a shell of its former self. And, of course, with no Jalen Ramsey, that's another blow to that defense.
Hey, two teams were quarterback, not a concern. Patriots and Cowboys.
Yeah,
it was an ugly game.
Tom Brady is just not cutting it this year. I don't know whether it's. I think
he's really never a fantasy guy.
Let's say as far as fantasy, I don't think Tom Brady gives a shit because he is 10-1 as far as the NFL record goes.
Say what you will, you're right, but I think the New England defense is carrying that team, and if all they need him to do is be a game manager, he does protect the football. Seldom throws a pick. Protects it when he's getting sacked, usually.
No, I do agree.
He's a smart guy.
I do agree with you there, because last week Jack and I were talking about really the only Patriot that you want to own in fantasy is Edelman. Everyone else, you can go either way. You can go either way on Tom Brady. You can go either way.
There's too many thanks for nothings on any given week.
Yeah. Like this week, last week it was Rex Burkhead week. This week is probably going to be James White week as far as their passing back goes. I mean, it's...
Sony Michel might get in there one time. You just never know who's going to be the one, but it's usually only one.
N'Keal Harry do something.
It's not worth the lottery ticket.
Belichick is unpredictable.
Zeke being Zeke in this game. Dak getting it done with Michael Gallup. Amari Cooper, thanks for the goose egg, buddy. You're still glad I won that matchup, but that's a rare thing from him. I just think the Patriots defense just had his number all night. So I wouldn't worry about Amari Cooper. The night game, though, the Packers at the Niners.
Oh, my God. Yeah, your bold prediction.
If that really game was in Singapore, they'd have called it a caning.
Yeah.
Because the 49ers really took it to them. And, boy, Aaron Rodgers dejected on the bench with the game out of reach late. That tells you the whole story about that game. And I started Rodgers in one of those leagues that I lost in, and it's a prime reason why I lost.
Well, this is supposed to be the game of the year. This is supposed to be that Seahawks game 2.0, and nope.
George Kittle, welcome back.
Yes, sir.
Big way. Niners defense dominated.
Oh man, I was joking with a guy I was playing last week, but it's true that it's like having another receiver if you own them in fantasy. The worst they've given me this year is 2 points. The best they've given me is like 20-something.
Do you think we can hand Offensive Rookie of the Year to Jacobs and our Defensive Rookie of the Year to Nick Bosa? Is there legit any competition whatsoever?
As for Defensive Rookie of the Year, no. Absolutely not.
Bosa's too good.
Yeah, just there's nothing more to say about this game. If you were doubting if San Francisco was for real, this game makes...
They shut you up real fast.
This game made me a believer because looking at their schedules, like, who have they beat? Well, now they're starting to actually have...
There's your statement win.
They're starting to put together a list of teams like, oh, yeah, here's who we've beaten. Monday night games. Speaking of statement games, holy crap.
Calling the Rams a statement win? The Rams.
The Rams.
Silence of the Lambs. 5.
Well, how did I start Jared Goff and win? Because Stafford couldn't play, so here I go. I start Jared Goff, and my expectations were low. But holy crap, what was that? That was sad.
This is a statement win because last year the Rams were in the Super Bowl.
NFC champion.
This year he went to Jared.
Yeah. I mean, only 2 scores and off the foot of Greg the Leg. Everything else, I mean, Lamar Jackson. Good God, man.
What did they score? 6 consecutive possessions, touchdowns?
Yeah.
They were just moving the ball at will. It was like Rutgers against Ohio State. Boy,
this was sad.
Robert Woods.
I don't know. That must have been a long flight home for that Rams.
Yeah. Robert Woods can't buy a touchdown. And yeah, he gets you 97-6. He puts up respectable fantasy numbers, but still, no touchdowns. Cooper Kupp not really a factor in this game.
Blake Bortles not looking half bad
You
now.
would think that if they were playing from behind all game, that there would have been some good garbage numbers, but really the Rams couldn't even do that.
Yeah,
The Rams could not stop the run.
no,
Period.
and that's the problem with Baltimore. It's coming at you on all fronts. If Ingram isn't getting the ball, it could be Jackson. It's that team. Just you guys said it. That team moves the ball at will. They did it against the Patriots. They did it against the Rams. I mean, in my opinion, the Super Bowl goes to Baltimore at this point.
Well, not only do they move the ball, Will, they got a great defense.
Yeah,
They have a great everything. They have a great offense. They have a great defense. They have a great special teams and Justin Tucker. Ridiculous passing attack. Ridiculous running attack.
Hollywood Brown, 2 touchdowns in a row last night.
Give me that. And he had another one, but he dropped it. Come on,
Yes, he
Hollywood
did.
Brown.
And that's a guy I managed to find on the waiver wire last week somehow. Somebody dropped him, and
Wow.
I scavenged. I saw him quick. I don't think I was supposed to see him, and yeah, that's gonna be a good pickup for me heading into the fantasy playoffs.
Somebody probably dropped him for a bye week special and meant to pick him up, and you beat him to it.
No,
No more bye-week specials after this week.
I'm a scavenger on the waiver wire. But so,
Yep, things change a little bit with no more buys.
yeah, so
Sporgy.
ChristopherMedia.net.
If you look around, you'll see the world can be pretty smart. Okay, very smart. At Capella University, we think education should be smart too. That's why we're reshaping online learning with our FlexPath format. You can set your own deadlines, take classes at your own pace, even leverage your previous experience to move faster. So when it comes to earning your bachelor's degree, you know what kind of choice to make. A smart one. Visit capella.edu to learn more. Capella University. Don't just learn, learn smarter.
Pro Extra is the Home Depot's free loyalty program built for pros. Members earn perks just for shopping, like new Pro Extra dollars or tool rental perks. Get exclusive benefits every day that save time and money. And here's an extra, $20 off your next in-store purchase of $200 or more, just for signing up. Want to save? Join Pro Extra, only at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Visit the Pro Desk in-store or at homedepot.com/Pro Extra for details.
ChristopherMedia.net.
Sporgy.
So that was week 12. Jack, why don't you give us our MVP lineup?
All right, well, who else but Mr. Lamar Jackson, the former Louisville Cardinal, 15 completions, 169 yards, 5 passing touchdowns, 8 rushes, 95 yards. He fumbled once, not a fumble loss, and he only took 2 sacks. But on 15 completions, 5 of those were passing touchdowns. That's unworldly.
It's video game numbers. That's Madden numbers.
I play Madden. I should probably pick him up instead of freaking Baker Mayfield. But moving on, Leonard Fournette at our RB1 slot. Leonard Fournette, welcome, sir. 24 rushes, 97 rushing yards, 2 touchdowns. And then he caught 9 for 12 for a nice, crispy 62 yards. So that's a great day. And then who else but Christian McCaffrey, 22 rushes, 64 rushing yards, a touchdown, 9 for 9 passes, 69 yards, and another touchdown. So Christian McCaffrey, Leonard Fournette. That was probably his best game of the year. I don't think he's had a better game.
Didn't he only have 1 touchdown until this week?
Probably. I have not heard his name like once.
Like I heard a stat, like he had all this crazy yardage this year, and he had only had 1 touchdown until this week, which was
I believe
ridiculous. And sounds about right for Leonard Fournette. But sorry, continue, sir.
Well, wide receiver 1, another familiar face, Chris Godwin. Wow, I'm shocked. And again, my thing that I always preach about is on 7 catches, he puts up 184 yards and 2 TDs. So he caught 7 of 8 balls. That's 7 free. That's I don't even know what is he averaging more than? He's averaging more than 20 yards a catch, I think. Unless I'm just dumb at math, but I don't know. That's just insane. And then Jarvis Landry, you're relevant for a week. 10 for 13, 148 yards, 2 touchdowns. Good job.
It's a revenge game. To trade me, will ya? Take this.
Yeah, where are you now, Dolphins? Come on. And then Zach Ertz. Hello. Welcome. You're really late, but 12 of 14, 91 yards and a touchdown. That was Zach Ertz of last year. And that's still good that he did that against the Seahawks, formidable defense, but we'll see if we can keep it up going into the fantasy playoffs. And then our defense, how on earth did the Washington Redskins win the defense of the week? Let's hear 16 points allowed, 6 sacks, 3 picks, a fumble recovery, 124 returning yards, a return touchdown, 6 tackles for loss, and 2 3-and-outs. Good job, Redskins. I never thought I would see your name on here. And, I wasn't going to include the kicker, but I felt that the Redskins fans are already suffering enough. So I threw the kicker in there just so you guys can say that you had 2 people on the MVP lineup. Hopkins, I don't even know his first name. So I'm just going to say Hopkins. Yes, it is Dustin Hopkins. Okay. Well, I was about to say DeAndre, and I knew that wasn't right. So he made a field goal from 20 to 29 yards, 2 field goals within 30 to 39 yards, a 40 to 49-yard field goal on a PAT. And I do have the total this week of a grand total of 242.76 points. If you were having to start that lineup, you would have took the dub. And you probably would have got more points because this does not include flexes. So that would have been ridiculous.
I'd like to point out the Washington defense put up those numbers. Without Josh Norman, he's a healthy scratch. This is their best player. So
Cam Driscoll?
Yeah.
Pissed?
Good job. Good job, Lions. So this week, you said the waiver trio, the waivers are a little thin. So
Oh, my God. Well, my guys from last week, everybody delivered. Jonathan Williams, 26 rushes, 104 rushing yards, touchdown. 3 for 3 in the passing game with 17 yards. In Houston, I hear in my notes, nice. Hines is not the guy, apparently. And I don't know. Keep this guy. There's no reason to drop him because Marlon Mack ain't coming back pretty soon, if he ever does. And then, they got Tennessee next week at home. Devontae Parker, 6 for 11, 91 yards, same old, against Cleveland. And this man is reliable. Keep him on your roster. And they play Philly next week, so have fun torching that defense. And then Randall Cobb, my man, capitalized off Amari Cooper not existing. 4 of 7 for 86 yards. He got a fumble, but not a fumble he lost. And that was against New England, in New England. In a game where it rained the entire time, and so the passing game was pretty bad. But I wrote down that this was clear because Amari Cooper was just being double covered, and there's no way Prescott's throwing to Gilmore and Devin McCourty, and I don't know. That was against New England, so we'll see if we can keep it up against Buffalo. So, and then my guy this week, Rashad Penny. I was so hesitant to put him on, but I don't know. It was so dry this week on waiver wires. I don't know. I had to put him on. 14 rushes, 129 yards, rushing touchdown, 0 for 1 in the passing game. Philly. They got Minnesota next at home, but I have a quote directly from Pete Carroll that he said, quote, "There is no reason not to get him involved in the game against the Vikings." So I completely agree with him there, especially because Carson has fumbled 4 times this year. So why not? When you deliver numbers like that on 14 carries, keep him involved.
Yeah.
And then Russell Gage of the Atlanta Falcons, Hail Mary guy this week, wide receiver, 8 for 10, caught 8 balls, 76 yards against Tampa Bay. It's not bad. Again, waivers were just so dry this week. So
I'd like to throw Benny Snell's name into the ring. Although
Benny Snell is next, actually. So congratulations, you guest.
Great minds.
Well,
I thought you were done.
But going back to Gage, this depends entirely on injuries. Obviously, Hooper, and then Julio. So, I mean, this guy is, I think, is third in the depth chart at wide receiver, behind Ridley and Jones. So that's entire. And then Benny Snell, 21 rushes, 98 rushing yards, and then caught 1 for 1 for 5 yards. I mean, this is against the Bengals. So, I mean, it's like the Randy Browns player against the Dolphins last week. It's just
like
against a
gravy
horrible,
on your mashed potatoes is what it is.
that is correct. But the fact that we got 22 touches, I mean, clearly they have to rely on the running back with the quarterback situation, because now they got Devlin Hodges starting next week. So we shall see. And then, that's it.
All right. Duck calls in Pittsburgh going on.
Sporgy.
ChristopherMedia.net.
Of all the streaming services out there, only one is different. Discovery Plus. It's the greatest collection of real-life entertainment on the planet. 55,000 episodes of food, love, true crime, home, from networks like TLC, HGTV, and tons more. Yes! With stars like Chip and Jo, an exclusive new series from 90 Day Fiancé, all in one place. Bam! Discovery Plus. Stream now. Stream what you love.
ChristopherMedia.net.
Sporgy.
So let's look at this week's games. Thanksgiving week, so we get a few games before we even get to Sunday.
Turkey.
Yeah, and what we are coming into that magical time of year, because I believe starting next week we'll be talking about Saturday games. But until then, until then we got the Thanksgiving games.
Eat your turkey early so you can sleep through this one.
Yeah, right. Eat your turkey for breakfast. So
deep fry.
Bears at the Lions.
Fortunately, it's a little bit later out here west.
Yeah,
because I probably will snooze in the second half of this one.
Yeah, Bears at the Lions. Is there anybody worth starting fantasy-wise in this game? Kenny Galladay.
Allen Robinson.
Kenny Galladay, end of list. Marvin Jones, flex.
Yeah, Galladay. I hear you, J.R. Allen Robinson as a flex. I wouldn't start him as a wide receiver, would you?
I probably will. He's a Penn Stater. I have a little bit soft spot for him.
Okay, Homer. I had a really Homer last week. I played against Mason Rudolph last week, and the guy was a Steelers fan, so thank you for that.
The afternoon game, the one you're either watching after dinner, or if you're my family, before dinner. Bills at the Cowboys.
Well, dinner will be being eaten while this game's on, but go Bills.
You're starting your the big three from Dallas: Dak, Zeke, Amari.
Cooper.
Bills. Josh Allen's. If you got him, he's not a bad
streaming
option at quarterback. You have Smokey John Brown.
Oh yeah, give me that.
People have shown you can throw against Dallas this year. Singletary probably a flex play. Anybody else, guys?
Don't forget Randall Cobb. He seems to be pretty hot lately.
Mm-hmm. Moving on to the night game, the Saints and the Falcons.
I swear these two just played. But this is going to be a revenge game for Drew Brees, and I feel like he's gonna win in style.
They did just play because I heard something. I believe there were no NFC South matchups till Week 10. So they're
in Atlanta.
They're getting them all in together.
Hey, the Falcons do play pretty good at home usually.
Yeah,
but then nobody ever shows up. Their attendance is actually pretty bad. You'd think it'd be really good, but the attendance numbers aren't actually what you think they are. But they still do play at home. They hold their own.
Your fantasy starters, though, your Kamara, Thomas, Breeze, Matt Ryan,
Julio, if he plays.
Julio. You probably flex Latavius Murray.
Yeah.
If you're desperate.
Start Taysom Hill at everything?
Yeah.
Jared Cook would be a sleeper if you need a tight end.
Would you... I don't know. Would you pick up the Saints defense this week? I don't know if I'd do it.
Maybe.
Who's New England play this week? I think they have a tough game. They have an easy game. I have New England and New Orleans in one league. I always have to alternate them because usually somebody has a game against a good team.
Pats are going to
playing the Texans.
I wouldn't be benching the New England defense against anybody.
Okay, well, I'm just going to start them. They're playing the Texans, and the Texans pass a lot, and they have Patriots has good corners. Probably get a few interception points there.
Patriots and 49ers are defenses you start every week, no matter what.
Yeah.
Throw the matchups out the window and just play them.
Ravens?
I believe the
49ers.
Yeah, but you got to throw the Ravens in there. Come on.
That's all right.
They're the Ravens.
I've taken them out for a few others.
Marcus Peters and the Humphreys, too good. Matthew
They're not bad.
bodybuilt
There are
Taco Bell.
times.
All right.
Say what you will, but that New England defense carried me to the playoffs in my Vegas league.
That's true.
Anyway.
I've noticed a trend. Anybody who has that, like, there's a couple teams in some of the leagues that are in first that they have no business being in first based on the rest of their team, but they have the Patriots defense, and that's kind of like the common through line. So, but moving on to the Sunday games, Jets, Bengals.
Oh my God!
You can get tickets for $9, everybody.
$9, yes,
I
sir.
forgot to mention in the waiver segment of the program, I think I mentioned it earlier, don't sleep on Sam Darnold. Take a look at his schedule. He's got a couple easy games coming up, including this one. He's pretty hot. I think he's had 3 or more touchdowns the last 3 weeks.
Yeah.
I know. It's just like you look at that and you're like, really? I'm going to play a Jet quarterback? And
Yes, because they're playing the Bengals this week. Yeah, if you need a streamer, you play Jets quarterback.
I've got Wentz and I've got Garoppolo playing the Patriots.
Oof.
Or no, who's Garoppolo playing?
Garoppolo,
Minnesota. No, that's the Seahawks.
the Ravens.
The Ravens. That's it.
Yeah, I knew he had
It's
a
a
big
tough
game this
matchup,
week.
and I'm like, you know what? I'd rather play Darnold than either of those guys right now.
I can't believe this game did get flexed.
That's even
Sunday
with Wentz
night.
going against the Dolphins.
Yeah.
That's how little I trust him.
Wow.
That might be a mistake. Maybe I should give Wentz one more shot.
But the Red Rifle coming back in this game, Andy Dalton. They said, all right, Ryan Finley, we've had enough. Andy Dalton's coming back. But in this, Joe
It's
Mixon.
time for your daily green of will AJ Green play?
Yeah.
Oh.
And this Joe Mixon or Tyler Boyd maybe in this game. That's about it. Le'Veon Bell as far as fantasy starters. Yeah.
Le'Veon Bell's been a disappointment, but if he doesn't turn it on against the Bengals, then
Then he's not turning it
If you're
on.
desperate.
you might as well put him on your bench for the rest of the playoffs.
Yeah.
I'm confident that he'll produce this week. He's in my lineup.
Titans and Colts. Who starts in this game if you own them?
Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry. Maybe Jonathan Williams if you're struggling.
Yep.
You start neither of these QBs with confidence?
No.
Any receivers?
AJ Brown, maybe.
Teddy Hill might be if you're really desperate, but I don't know. It just feels awkward.
Yeah. Eagles and speaking of awkward, Eagles and Dolphins.
Oh my God!
You know what? If there's ever
I can't do it.
If there's ever a time in the schedule that the team needed the Dolphins, it's the Eagles this week.
Nelson Aguilar.
Yeah.
He was inactive.
Don't start
last
him.
week.
He might pop off though.
If he's even on the field, he was out last week.
I don't care. I'm
Zach Ertz.
Yeah.
This could be a big Zach Ertz day. I'm hoping Wentz gets back on track. He's got a bad finger, but hey, there's nothing like the Miami Dolphins to cheer you up.
I was going to say the only fantasy must start I see in this game is Zach Ertz. Everyone else, you're rolling the dice.
Maybe Miles Sanders, but maybe not. Jay Ajayi's in that mix now.
Devontae Parker.
Devontae Parker. It's that Eagles secondary. That might be a good
Jalen
one.
Mills about to get burned.
Yeah, but Devontae Parker, he's a flex to me. You know, I'm not calling him a must start.
Yeah, I'm with you.
But
if
start the Eagles defense.
Yes,
yeah,
and that's great streaming defense because not only do they play the Dolphins this week, they got the Giants, Redskins, I think Cowboys and Giants the rest of the way. They only have one more tough game. They have 2 Giants games, a Redskins game, and the Dolphins.
Are you trusting the Eagles defense going into
Yes, I am.
the deep part of the
If you saw them play
playoffs?
the Seahawks, they actually played pretty well.
But we're in the
Until that last
playoffs. You're trusting them for your entire playoff
Trusting them
run.
against those teams, yes.
That is bold.
Maybe not against the Cowboys, but I'm certainly trusting them against the Giants, Skins, and Dolphins. That's why I'm picking them up, because they got a cakewalk schedule. The defense is not the problem in Philly. It started out as a bad secondary. Now their secondary is healthy, and now it's the offense can't move the ball.
Yeah. Well,
But
you
they
know,
got their best left tackle, Lane Johnson's out, or right tackle. And they got Jordan Howard out. They got like 3 receivers injured. I mean,
Receivers. Come on. Sign AB. That's all I have to say.
And now Dallas Goedert is like the Chris Carson of the Eagles, fumbling like every third time he touches the ball. But, okay, I think we've talked enough about that game.
Yeah. I'm with Jack. Antonio Brown would probably look pretty decent in a Phil Eagles jersey at this point. Packers and Giants. There's
ever a time, I know it's a recurring theme, if there was ever a time to have the Giants on your schedule, Discount Double Check will like that.
Yeah, I say, don't get it twisted. You're still starting Aaron Rodgers. You're starting Aaron Jones. You're starting Devontae Adams. You're starting Saquon Barkley. And if Evan Ingram plays, you're starting him. But is it must-starts? Anyone else on these two teams?
No, nope. But Mike Pettine is happy that he won't have to do anything as the Packers' defensive coordinator, except to gather up his defensive tackles and say, see number 26, don't let him do anything, and we win.
Pretty much.
That's it.
Yeah. Browns at the Steelers. Division battle.
Oh, boy. Bad blood,
I'm picking the Browns, honestly.
I'm guessing nobody's going to get hit with a helmet this time.
I was in Cleveland, and I bought a Deshaun Kaiser Browns jersey, and I'll be sporting it for this one.
Ha. Yeah, he was supposed to save the day. What happened to that guy? Is he still even in the league?
No, I don't know. I remember he bounced around. He went to, I think, the Packers.
Yeah, I know he backed up Aaron Rodgers for a year.
Yeah, I think he maybe went to Oakland. I don't know.
Jack won up that this week because he ordered a Josh Rosen Cardinals jersey. We're going to the Cardinals-Rams game this week.
Yeah, man, I had to have something to wear. And
so
there's
your
answer.
To the closeout section and found a Rosen jersey.
Yes, sir.
I told my friend who's a Cardinals fan, he goes, he should burn that.
He didn't do anything wrong to the franchise. Would have been different if it was like an
AB
situation
at all.
I don't care.
He wasn't even.
I had to have something to wear.
He wasn't given a chance to do anything wrong to the franchise.
Hey, thank you. That is one of the better ones I've seen. Honestly, on the stupid clearance section, it was either that, maybe Michael Floyd was another option, Andre Ellington.
There's a reason to take
this one. A lot of crap names there.
Andre Ellington, there's a name from Fantasy Past.
There we go. No, Michael Floyd, hey, wasn't he like the prime flex guy a few years ago?
That's true. But anyway, Browns and Steelers. Who's a must start?
Nick Chubb.
Yeah, they all wear Browns jerseys.
Nick Chubb, OBJ.
Yeah.
Jarvis Landry, probably. Although the Steeler defense is tough.
Baker Mayfield, if you're hurting for a QB.
I'm really glad that I don't have any of these guys. Other than Chubb, I'm glad I don't have any of these guys. I started the year with Baker Mayfield, but he's dead to me now.
Yeah, I dropped him a while ago. This is the first year. There are no Steelers worth owning. I repeat, there are no Steelers worth owning.
I am done with the Steelers. I'm cutting Jalen Samuels this week and washing my hands of this mess.
Juju. Nope.
Juju, dead to me too.
Yeah, James
Conner, cut him.
Connor's made of glass, so
he can't get on the field.
Mm-hmm.
Juju can join my my Madden team. That's about it. I want nothing to do with him in fantasy.
If you are hurting, and I mean hurting for a tight end, Vance McDonald's out there on waiver wires.
And that's the lottery ticket of all lottery tickets there.
Yeah. Redskins at Panthers. Oh man, CMC. He's gonna score
we might 68.99 projected points.
We might see one man score 100 fantasy points this year.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's probably him or the Patriots defense that can make that happen, and I think it's gonna happen.
Pray to the fantasy gods that you're not playing against CMC.
I want screen passes every play. So Christian McCaffrey, just dump it off in the flat, have a few linemen in front of him, and just get a few 80-yard touchdowns.
I just want to give a shout out to DJ Moore. Yeah. He's been coming on the last few weeks.
DJ Moore. He has shown signs of life. There's another guy I scavenged off of a waiver wire, and he's turned into a starter for me.
I have to preach. Pick up the Panthers defense. Do it.
Yeah. Do it. Panthers defense.
Not because they're good, but because the Redskins are the Redskins.
Yeah. This is going to be...
Yep. And they got their semi-annual win last week, so it's going to be a while till they get another one.
Mm-hmm.
Once in a blue moon.
Jags and Bucks. The
mediocrity bowl.
I say must starts. You got what? Chris Godwin, Leonard Fournette,
Jameis Winston,
Mike
400
Evans,
yards and 4 picks.
DJ Chark. Yeah, he's pretty much stayed locked in as a starter.
I love you, Chark. I love you. great.
Does anybody here trust Ronald Jones?
No.
I have him rostered, but I don't know
What
why.
a frustrating guy to own. 1 week he's somewhat productive, but he just he never produces all the way. That he's a flex at best.
That whole backfield in Tampa Bay you just want to avoid. Niners and Ravens. Ooh.
Oh my God,
Hey,
this is
you know
gonna
what?
be a great game.
You can't bench Lamar Jackson.
Hell no.
But
Why
what would you
would you
do?
think?
I have one league where I have Lamar Jackson and I have Patrick Mahomes. Who should I start? I think I'm going with Mahomes this week.
No, what?
Who's Mahomes
Yeah,
playing?
down now. Do it. Take Mahomes.
Yeah.
Just because of the matchup. It's pretty
Who
rare
are the
that I would
Chiefs
bench
playing
Jackson.
this week?
What a embarrassment of riches at
Oh,
quarterback.
they're playing the Oakland Raiders. No, start Mahomes.
Yeah.
They're playing in Arrowhead against the Raiders. So I would start Mahomes.
Gotta do it. Jackson will be in the next week again.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah.
Well, I don't know how this is true, but it's not going to happen. But if the Raiders beat the Chiefs, they're tied for first in the AFC West. If the Raiders win,
The Raiders just got shellacked. Maybe they'll show up. You never know.
you never know.
Not in Arrowhead, probably, though.
Not no.
But must starts for the Niners and the Ravens. Let's see, the Niners defense, Lamar, George Kittle, Mark Ingram. Is Emmanuel Sanders must start?
No.
Oh,
Yeah.
that Ravens D scares me.
Yeah, this is going to be the game of the week, and it's going to be on at 1 o'clock. Rams at the Cardinals.
We'll be there.
Oh,
Jack and I are going to the game.
Rams playing for their playoff life in this game. Must starts. Let's see, Cooper Kupp, Gurley. Is that it?
Maybe Robert Woods, but
Christian Kirk, man.
proceed with caution there.
Yeah. Kenyon Drake's a flex. Kirk is borderline flex.
Kyler Murray.
Honestly, I like the Kyler Murray.
Yeah.
He's the Lamar Jackson.
I think you already mentioned Christian Kirk, Captain Kirk.
Mm-hmm.
This was going to be my bold prediction of the week: the Cardinals over the Rams. But I don't think it's very bold the way the Rams have looked.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have to search for something else. The
Might just be
what a
confusing.
disappointment. They went from a Super Bowl team to getting steamrolled.
Where's Aaron Donald the past few weeks? I don't think he had he did nothing against
Double teamed. You're showing yesterday in the game that he's the last. He's been the
That's
most.
exactly what happened to Amari Cooper.
He has been the most double team player of the year. He's been double teamed over 500 times.
That is ridiculous. He's too good though.
Charges at the Broncos. Here's the mediocrity bowl.
I have a feeling Philip
Keenan Allen.
Rivers will be playing for the Denver Broncos next year. If Elway follows the trend of signing a washed-up QB, he signed Keenum 2 years ago. And then this year he signed Flacco. So Philip Rivers, you're next in line, man. Welcome.
Or Eli. Don't forget him.
Ooh, Eli is a possibility.
Eli's already been replaced. Philip has not.
Are you a game manager and you're old and you have somewhat of success? Welcome to the Denver Broncos. I'm Johnny Wood.
Eli might give Jameis Winston a run in that interception department.
Oh. But yeah, JR, you're saying in this game, you're starting Keenan Allen. Hunter Henry, see him must start.
Hunter Henry for sure.
Yeah. Cortland Sutton. As far as must starts, I'm running out of names.
Melvin
Gordon, yeah.
What do
Money
you start on the Broncos, though? Ugh.
That's
Lindsey, Royce Freeman.
The kicker.
Yeah.
Brandon McManus.
Probably pretty accurate there. Cortland Sutton, maybe.
I hope Drew Lock plays. It's not official, but we're not ruling it out.
Von Miller in IDP leagues.
Tough year for the Broncos fans.
Yeah.
Mile high.
We already started talking about this one, but the Raiders heading to Arrowhead.
The Raiders.
The Chiefs, though, this year 2-3 at home, but the Raiders are one.
Raiders.
Raiders are 1-4 on the
Bengals
road.
saying is, but seize the day.
Yeah, but who are we starting? You're starting Mahomes. You're starting Josh Jacobs. You're starting Travis Kelce.
Starting
Darren Waller.
Darren Waller. Tyreek Hill.
Are we
we
starting
got
the
it covered.
Chiefs defense?
I don't know.
I don't know either. I just feel like this is like one of those games where on paper it looks like it's going to be a blowout, but I don't know. There's just something about it where you just
those
iffy on it.
division matchups can always be tricky.
I know who we're not starting. Any Chiefs running back.
No, don't do it. What's your favorite saying?
Play?
Don't do it, kids. Don't do it.
Don't do it. In the night game, we already started talking about this a little earlier. The Patriots at the Texans.
Okay, explain to me why the Niners and Ravens game did not get flexed to Sunday Night Football. Come on, NBC.
Tom Brady.
Tom Brady. Got to win by like 10.
Yeah. I think you already put the nail on the head with the Patriots. As Edelman's your only bona fide start.
Yeah, but D-Hop, who's shown life, you're definitely starting him. You're starting DeAndre Hopkins.
Temper your expectations, folks. That New England defense is awful tough.
Yeah.
I would not expect a 100-yard day from Hopkins, but probably can't bench him.
You just want to avoid any running back in this game. When Carlos Hyde is your best option in 2019, just don't use any running back from this game.
Don't do it. New England defense is the best thing to have in this entire game.
Sure is. And then, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I've been wondering why I have not seen Lamar Miller one time this year, and it's because he hasn't played.
Yeah, he's injured.
Down this year.
Yeah, he hurt himself.
He blew his knee out.
Okay.
Before the season.
That's why Carlos Hyde is there. And then the Monday night game, Vikings at the Seahawks. Oh, man.
It's pretty good. The Dalvinator.
Yeah. Adam Thielen back in practice.
Oh,
Rashad Penny.
My man.
Yep. Russell Wilson. You're starting Diggs.
Penny.
Are we taking any tight? Are there any tight ends worth starting in this game?
Starting? No.
If you're desperate, you could get Kyle Rudolph as a touchdown dependent, but that's about all he does. So he's probably
faith in Hollister?
4 or 5 points. Hollister was injured last game. I think he came back in, maybe. But if you're down to those two guys, you're probably not in the playoffs, especially with no bye weeks now. If you don't have a better tight end than those two, God bless you.
Ooh, good luck. Good luck. Better hope you have the Patriots defense to bail you out.
All right. So that's week 13. Good luck.
You know what time it is.
For those of you that need that win this week, good luck.
I have, like I said, one league where I have to win. I'm at 5-7 for some. I am still somehow in the chase, but there's only 3 teams over 500 in this league. It's super competitive, so I have to win to at least have a chance at the playoffs. And there's another league where I have to win just to protect my playoff spot because I'm holding on to that 6th spot. So yeah, it's good. If you're in that kind of spot and you can hear my voice, good luck this week.
Bold predictions?
Yeah, I got mine. I'll let you guys go first.
Ooh, okay. Dad, you're up first.
No, I need a little bit of time. I told you.
Well, then fine.
Cards.
All right, here we go. Here goes.
And fine. My bold prediction is Vikings over the Seahawks. That
is bold.
They're going out west. They're going to the 12th man. But I think when you just look at it on paper, the Vikings offense, the weapons that Kirk Cousins have are better than the weapons that Russell Wilson has. Now, Russell Wilson's weapon in his own right, but I think Thielen, Diggs, and Cook are better than Carson, Lockett, and Josh Gordon. So I'm picking the Vikings over the Seahawks this week for my bold prediction.
All right, I'll bite. I got to do a Thanksgiving Day one, and this is maybe a bold prediction from my heart, but I think the Buffalo Bills are going to shock the Cowboys.
Oh.
I think the Cowboys are in a little bit of disarray. There was some sniping from Jerry Jones, blaming the coaching for the Patriots game. The Buffalo, didn't they beat the Patriots or at least gave them a game?
They made it a game.
So I just think this Buffalo defense is better than people give them credit for, and I think the Cowboys are thinking, oh, well, we're back at home, and we only got the Bills this week. We'll get it back on track. I think the Bills are going to show something here and make everybody go home in Dallas sour grapes instead of turkey and gravy.
Well, I am picking probably the most improbable of the entire week. there will be rioting in the streets in the town of Cincinnati, Ohio, because the Cincinnati Bungles are getting their first win against the New York Jets. I don't know why, but I think I don't know what side of the ball it's going to be, but this is either going to be like a 10-6, or it's going to be like a 42-39. I don't know. I just feel like it's going to be a game where one side of the ball just doesn't exist.
Think Andy Dalton's going to come back and go, bench me, huh? Check this out.
Oh, yes.
It's a Thanksgiving miracle.
I have faith.
All right. Well, we hope that you and your family have a happy Thanksgiving. Thank you for listening to us this season. Get ready for the playoffs. Hey, the show's not going to stop just because if you didn't make the playoffs. Doesn't matter. It's still going. You still got the consolation games. You play till the end of the season. That's how it goes. And we will be here until the end of the season. You can check us out on Twitter at TheFantasyHack. Email TheFantasyHack at ChristopherMedia.net. But right now, ChristopherMedia.net, it's technical difficulties, but we're making sure you're still getting the podcasts. We go to Spreaker.com. We are there. We're still on Apple Podcasts. We're still on Spotify. We are still on Google Podcasts. Still on the iHeartRadio app. So make sure you check us out on Wednesdays. Set your lineups. Happy Thanksgiving, and we will catch you next week.
Happy Thanksgiving to all.
Feliz Dia de Gracias.
Thank you for visiting ChristopherMedia.net. ChristopherMedia.net.
If you like this show, please tell a friend. Please make sure to rate and comment on all your favorite Christopher Media shows. Please follow us on Twitter and like and share us on Facebook. You can subscribe to all ChristopherMedia.net shows for free on ChristopherMedia.net. Thank you for listening, and thank you for visiting ChristopherMedia.net.
Thank you for visiting ChristopherMedia.net.